Sweeney, baby. You kidding me?
Yeah.
And we are live.
Like
Welcome to Sunday Night Shit Show.
Just like the Giants, you have no chance.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have a leg to stand on if you're the Giants, especially with I mean, I can't even say if you miss Joe Judge because, dude, you lost your kicker on the opening charge.
It was so bad. So not only did Gano's had a groin injury for a while, and so they didn't cut. They thought he'd be good enough to go. He doesn't have the leg power to kick it through the back of the end zone for a touchback anyway. So it ends up being returned, and it goes 99 yards, but it gets called back. But Gano, in trying to chase down the returner, pulls his hamstring. Yeah. And so he was done on the opening play. And so Jamie Gillen, what's up, J&D Productions? So Jamie Gillen, who also tried to kick a field goal last year because of Graham Gano's being out. I think he only played in 6 games last year. So Gillum he tried to kick an extra point and he missed it, and they didn't kick for the rest of the game. So if they would have just had a kicker that could kick extra points, the field goals really didn't matter because they at least would have tied. And it's fucking annoying that there are tons of guys that can do that in the world, and none of them are there to kick field goals or even extra points.
Here's the question. Giants. Are you in favor of an emergency kicker / punter and emergency long snapper?
It's got to be
like an emergency
because it completely affected the outcome of today's game. And but that's also on Joe Shane, to not bring back Graham fucking Gano, who was already missed games last year. He's already proven that he's unreliable. Nobody wants a player to get injured, but he's not out there the last 2 years. So he'll probably get cut this week, and they'll bring in Anders Carlson or some shit. It was so bad today.
Anders Carlson might have actually made an extra point.
Yeah. The worst part about today was the Giants played pretty good. Now, between the 20s, their defense was terrible, but once the Commanders got in the red zone, they shut them down. They had them kick 7 field goals, and gosh, it was painful to watch today. The Giants should have won. This is a theme for the last fucking 10 years. The Giants give up games to all the times that the Giants have lost to the Commanders. It's always on some major bullshit. Always. Malik Neighbors was an absolute beast. 10 catches. You were saying earlier how the Broncos have no talent. Just getting one guy makes a big difference. Neighbors is a huge difference maker. And Devin Singletary had a great game, but he fumbled. He fumbled in the opening drive in the second half, and the Commanders turned that into points. And that was the only turnover of the game. The Giants couldn't force a single turnover, and Jaden Daniels didn't throw a single INT. So they did enough to win. I got to give them credit, but the Giants they're a bad team, and bad teams don't get breaks.
Yeah, this is my alarm. Burns and Thibodeau have 0 sacks. Burns didn't get a pressure, which is
yeah. But if you saw the game, Thibodeau was there a lot of times. Thibodeau and McFadden, having McFadden back. The Giants were getting pressure. They were sending a lot of blitzes.
Right there.
Yeah, and Washington had a ton of time of possession.
Yep. And, they dominated you in the run defense, which is also very alarming.
It was bad because, there were so many little mistakes that added up to the L. And, the Giants just could not get off the field. They got called for a horrific holding penalty where Kyle Ertz, or what's his name? Zach Ertz, not Kyle Ertz. Zach Ertz hit the defender, just knocked him down, and the defender got called for holding. It was fucking bullshit. I forget who. I think it was Burns that got hit. So it was like, is Bishop Sycamore in the chat?
Oh, we got someone else in the chat, probably. I need to see who's this is.
There?
Maybe it's you.
Who's the fake school?
I can't tell.
Anyways, the Giants, it was rough. It was bad. Have you been putting up the super chats?
I have not, sir. Actually, I've been focusing on the general chat. But Cardinals, I mean, dude, I figured they'd be improving at least. But Jerry Jones wants to be the Cowboys quarterback. Jerry Jones should be coordinating the defense. What's the new excuse for the Saints win today? Dude, Mike Zimmer defense. I mean, it's hard to tell because, like, the Saints do look really good. And that's the concern because they scored on every single one of their 6 first drives. They dominated, which nobody expected. I mean, Derek Carr was near perfect, which is what you expected out of him. But my thing is, like, Pete Carmichael should be charged with war crimes. I am a firm believer in that. The fact that he mangled that offense so badly last year. And now they're coming back into form. And Alvin Kamara looks like he's a beast. I mean, to be fair, it is a Mike Zimmer defense. So I'm pumping the brakes.
I was really surprised by this game. You know, the Cowboys were walking around all week just sniffing their own shit, just huffing it, taking in all those molecules.
Scooter was just going mad. And now it's just like, oh, he's going to talk about it this week. Yeah, we need to figure out what the hell happened with this Cowboys team. I know they're down a few pieces. No Sam Williams, no Deron Bland. But that's not an excuse for this.
Yeah, and Philadelphia right now has got to be licking their lips. They're just like,
If Philadelphia wins against Atlanta, they're on easy street.
Yeah, Dallas is losing games, you know, on paper that everyone thought that they would have won. But maybe the Saints are a little better than we think. You know, Derek Carr didn't have to do much. Alvin Kamara, vintage Alvin Kamara.
My thing with the Saints is there's always like 2 or 3 games they inexplicably piss away in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
and as I said, like the real test is going to be next week against the Eagles. If they win that one, that's time to start considering them legit.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the Steelers. The magic of the Steelers. You had a 4-hour stream today with Brandon Perna.
It's always good to enjoy time with Mr. Brandon Perna. That 32.4 QBR is a little high for Bo Nix. Like, he was missing throws left and right. And that's really, really bad picks. My concern is Bo Nix is not the problem in Denver. He is completely not ready. He is way too green, even though that's alarming because he was a 5-year starter. Sean Payton is your biggest problem right now. Your defense was able to adjust properly. There's no offensive vision to this team. It's just, hope Bo Nix doesn't throw crazy. You get no separation from your receivers. Your offensive line blocking can be hit or miss. You have no running game. Javonte Williams hasn't been the same as it was. Bo Nix had a couple breaking runs and Tyler Beatty, but otherwise it's just, it wasn't like the Steelers just snapped your neck. Bo constricted them and slowly strangled the life. And I saw it just get squeezed out of Brandon Perna. And I mean squeezed. But here's my question. Here's the legitimate concern for me. You're down by 1 score. You have 1:54 left. You don't kick an onside kick. You had 1 timeout. And, I mean, considering even if you have like 10 minutes, you're looking at like 20 seconds. And then you have another 10 seconds on the punt. You have no time. Like, what are you doing? At least try.
Yeah. I don't think Sean Payton wants – I think clearly Sean Payton has recognized that even if he's around for the rebuild – yeah.
Here's all you need to know.
It's going to take a long time.
14. They had 14. They had 1 play over 45 yards. And it's like they had 12, 2, -2, 6, 6. And then a 25 and a 45. Like, the second half offense was puke. Like, Denver,
they were terrible last week.
Of an offense, you score a touchdown or points here, you're looking all right. But the question is, it's like, this is how the Steelers want to run their offense. And I mean, at least you can get a semblance of vision of what the Steelers are trying to do. They're just trying to make it like 80s football, be very boring, plodding, methodical. Like, it is a very unwatchable offense. It's TJ Watt wrecking shit and forcing like the other teams to make mistakes. And I mean, hey, Denver made a lot of mistakes. Like they have nothing. They have no answers, and that's on Peyton.
I think the Steelers are trying to win the 1987 Super Bowl.
The 87 Super Bowl, they at least had the 49ers.
Yeah, they're playing that giant smash mouth football of the 80s where they just
exactly.
hit
they're playing
in the face.
Heavy smash mouth, play action.
Very ugly. No worries. It's very ugly.
Yep.
Oh, there was another assassination.
They apparently tried to shoot.
They really want to take. Yeah. They're really trying to take that dude out, man.
Yeah, my man.
Mm-hmm. Anyways,
he's got a huge target on his back.
Yeah.
Oh, Christopher Bodden. Oh, don't worry. Oh, be careful, Chris. They'll bitch about the refs again, even though that pass interference was. They're calling that every time. Like when you run into a defender, even though you have first place of the ball, they're going to call pass interference every single time. It's just how the NFL goes.
Yeah.
Like there's legitimately
Bucks and Saints is going to be a good game.
Mm-hmm. All right, dude. Bucks and Saints was an interesting little game. Jared Goff, he had one of the most inexplicable interceptions I have seen out of a quarterback. Well, at least non-Bryce Young. He became Jared Goof. But if you look, that should have been intercepted. Like it's bad. Let's see if I can find that pass here.
I saw a little skin on your.
I see.
It's of his girlfriend.
Here's one. There's one. This isn't the one I'm looking for. This is like another really bad pick. But there was one in the fourth quarter that was inexcusable. Here it is. Here's your throw. Why do you throw that? Why the hell do you throw that? And I know there's pressure.
Did it get tipped? Did it get tipped?
No,
he couldn't He couldn't extend his arm. Yeah, he couldn't extend his arm because he was getting hit.
I don't know who he's throwing it to. There's no one there.
Okay. No. Okay.
The whole way.
No, he wanted to put more mustard on that one. He was trying to throw it to the post, right? To the far post.
No, it looks like he
didn't get anything on it.
No, he's just throwing it out the middle.
No,
he did get hit.
That's not where he wanted to throw it. That is not what he wanted to cook. But that was a terrible.
It looks like he's trying to throw it to this guy.
Yes,
this guy
got hit.
But if you look at the
it was the right read. He just didn't put any arm strength on it. Watch him. Go back and see how he short arms it when he throws it.
But even then,
he can't even extend. He can't get his hip into the throw. He's getting hit at the same time. He can't follow through. He's got no room. He was like, "Oh shit, I'm throwing now. I'm not I don't have room." So he shortened the throw, and that's why he got picked.
But even then, that's still an inexcusable pass.
Yeah, the receiver wasn't even looking.
That's the thing. You're not even looking at the receiver. I feel like this is just a complete miscommunication and a desperation heave that you cannot do. And this is what cost you the game. Because Baker Mayfield did not make this mistake.
Baker Mayfield was super good. All right, let's go around the league. We had, first upset of the day. The Vikings beat the 49ers. Is Sam Darnold for real? Is Sam Darnold? Is this his redemption arc? Is this his Geno Smith? Didn't Jefferson leave, though?
Yes, he had an injury, but this is the game I'm looking at. Sam Darnold gunning it to Justin Jefferson.
Watch this block here, by the way. Look at that dude. Who's that just comes into the picture? Turns on the Jets to get a block right there. That was crucial.
Sam Darnold, wide open pocket. I know he did well in Carolina for half a year, but to do this.
That's 50 air yards right there, at least. Yeah, that's 55 air yards from Sam Darnold. That's a strike.
Yeah, that's a little over 50. It's like 55. That's not bad. Yep.
That was a dot. And then Jefferson, of course, cashes.
Jefferson did the rest. That's what Jefferson does.
Yeah, and the Niners just didn't have the offense today, and they're missing McCaffrey, and J.P. Mason wasn't all that great today. They couldn't really run the ball. I'm telling you, the Minnesota has a decent defense.
Yeah, Minnesota, the question is, I know they were cursed for the most part because, losing him, losing JJ McCarthy, losing someone like, I mean, you lost Mekhi Blackman for the year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the really bad fumble near the end zone by Aaron Jones. So San Francisco had chances. They kind of shit it.
They couldn't cash it. Yeah, they're missing McCaffrey, and
Mason actually did okay. The problem wasn't McCaffrey. It's that Brock Purdy really couldn't get separation, and the 49ers defense just did not show up.
Yeah,
which is weird because, I mean, dude, Vikings feasted, and they earned that win.
Yeah, they're 2-0. They have a better record than the freaking Niners, a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they got a better record than the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Lions fucked up. All right, the Seahawks and the Patriots. The Patriots come back to earth. Oh, we just got a 20.
Oh, nice. Kevin Michael Von Magnum.
Yeah, Will Levis.
Speaking of backward, but we'll get to Will Levis, Kevin.
Yeah, we'll get to Will Levis.
We'll get to Will Levis. This is
he's down with the Strouds now. Kevin Von Michael, welcome. You've been broken officially.
Yeah, but
the Seahawks and the Patriots. I didn't even watch any of this.
I watched a little bit of it, but it's like the Seahawks. They're really good at giving their fans heart attacks. Geno Smith had a good game. New England is a lot better than people say they are because they look pretty good against Cincinnati. They held their own against Seattle, even though they did lose. They seem like they're dialed in. Gerard Mayo looks like he has them in sort of a mentality, even though they don't have much talent right now. And, I mean, I'm interested to see where they go from here. I mean, as I said, there's no shame in this kind of loss because, I mean, nobody expects you to come anywhere close. And you clamp down their running game. It's just, they had wide receivers.
DK Metcalf had a
Metcalf and Jackson Smith and of course, they have him on the bench for Xavier Worthy this week.
That was smart. I mean, the Patriots are in a better situation than a lot of teams. Like the Giants would rather beat the Patriots right now.
That's saying
at least
something.
Have hope. Yeah, I know.
That's saying something. That's not good. You want bad teams that are not ready? These boys, the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. Here's the thing, man. You traded Caleb Williams, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, the 2025 second-round pick, and DJ Moore for this. He has a QBR less than 10 of every single game. Let me show you Bryce Young. Look at Bryce Young. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. What is this? You throw the ball away.
Oh, yeah. Why did he was out of the pocket. Yeah, he's out of the pocket. All you had to do is throw it to the line of scrimmage.
This guy's destroyed. Like, this guy's just wrecked. Like, this is the Bryce Young experience. I mean, at this point, you got to bench the guy. You have situations right now where he's getting openly booed on the field. You have guys where he's just getting shit on repeatedly. Let me see if I can find the tweet here because, like, this is a situation where it's going mad. Here, it appears that Bryce Young was trying to talk to Deontay Johnson, who didn't hear him or didn't want to talk. He's losing his teammates.
Yeah.
Like, you have to bench this guy. You have to move him out for Andy Dalton. Like, I don't care. You already invested a lot in his future. Like, you have to save whatever's left of his confidence. You just have to. And one of the side judges is now down for the I think he got a concussion. Yeah, he's getting messed up right now. Ooh, hope he's okay.
Oh, wow.
He must have gotten knocked down on some friendly fire, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wow.
But, I mean, the Chargers just needed a pulse. My question is with Justin Herbert. He had a little bit of a leg injury. I'm not sure how he's going to be moving forward. J.K. Dobbins is having a solid comeback. But as I said, it's
Jim Harbaugh.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse, and I don't know what the hell you do. No, it can get worse. Trust me.
How can it get worse?
It can get worse. Well, they fired Dave Canales because, I mean, with how unprepared and undisciplined and how spanked the Panthers are getting, it might be getting to the point that Baker Mayfield carried Dave Canales to a coaching job. Yeah. The fact that he didn't play his starters for the majority of the week, and they only have, 13 points to like 60, 70 against? That is concerning. I mean, this is 0-17 territory. They might lose the bye week.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
it's a bad team.
As I said, we're looking at Bryce Young as potentially the worst number 1 pick of all time because of what they gave up and what became behind. Yeah. Oh, dude, the Raiders didn't give up a haul and a half for Jamarcus Russell. They just got the first overall pick.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the thing. Right. Like the Carolina Panthers, like you study how you destroy this kind of pick.
Bryce Young.
Like what the hell did you do to this guy? Mm-hmm. And I know what you're saying. Oh, they should have picked CJ. No, CJ would not be doing much better under this offense. He'd be doing better than Bryce Young, but he would not be this. Like he'd be bad.
Mm. I don't know where you put Travis Hunter as did you put him in offense or defense? If you in the NFL. Don't know. All right. The next game, well, we covered kind of the Saints and the Cowboys, right? Like the Saints bent over the Cowboys. Scooter does not want to talk about it. Then the Packers beat the Colts, which
I have no idea how the Colts lost this game. With Anthony Richardson is a mercurial player. He's very hot and cold. We know this. I mean, the final drive he did well, but he had some really, really bad throws. My concern for the Colts is not Richardson. It's their defense. You got outplayed by Malik Willis. You gave up over 250 yards rushing, and you don't have a quarterback. You might have lost Buckner and Latu, maybe for weeks. Like, your defense is the big problem in Indianapolis right now. And I can't believe I'm saying that because this defense was supposed to be good. That's the issue I have.
Well,
and this is the second week you've given up a 150-yard rusher. It happened to Mixon last week.
Yeah, if you're the Packers, you're like thinking you're lucky stars that you got out of there with a win for as bad as you played.
That win too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it gives you hope if they can win, a couple games while Love is out. Like that's
They have 2/3 of the game. Like you don't win.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is embarrassing if you're a defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
and Joe Mixon favoring too.
Yeah,
he looks like he's limping, but it's still. Oh, dude, the 0-16 Browns. I mean, Hugh Jackson. Don't deny Hugh Jackson the ability to salvage. Oh no, he landed on his ankle. That might be a sprain. Oh,
who's that?
God. Joe Mixon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's an ankle inversion.
Yeah,
that's an inversion. That's medial malleolus. I mean, you're looking at potential bone bruise and sprain. Hopefully, it's just a grade 1. But dude, I mean, as I said, I just had an ankle sprain a couple months ago. Not fun.
Yeah, look at you busting out of the medical terms while your doctor explained it to you. Now,
oh, dude, I had to study this shit, and I also got an MRI for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! And they had him wide open too, and he dropped it. Tank Dell.
Mm.
Oh, jeez.
The Browns and the Jags. The Jags are off to a terrible, terrible start.
I don't know how the Browns won this game. The Browns were 2 for 14 on 3rd down. And I know the Jags are putrid in the red zone. There is no explicable reason as to why the Jags lost this game. None. And Trevor Lawrence looks like shit. He had 16 yards passing in the first half. Deshaun Watson, he looked better, but still, this is not a guy you pay $230 million guaranteed. He did have a rushing touchdown. Yeah. But the thing, too, it's Trevor Lawrence, I mean, how long until Doug Peterson's on the hot seat? Because you're 0-2, you've blown 2 easily winnable games.
Mm-hmm.
Your red zone offense is terrible, and Doug Peterson does not want to let go of Press Taylor for God knows what reason. And you are in the middle of a collapse. You have lost something like 10 of 11 games? Something like that?
Yeah.
Like, something's got to give here, man.
Yeah, his pants should be pretty hot right now.
Yeah, I mean, like Bulky's pants should be pretty hot too.
Yeah.
This is
feeling
not
a little sensation down there on my balls.
Oh yeah, if you're Cleveland, you're running with this to the bank.
Gosh.
I mean, you call it Trevor Banks Stadium and you put this up? Dude, Uche, if he were here, he would be flipping insane amounts of shit at how bad this fucking team is, at how bad this coaching staff is right now, at how bad Trevor Lawrence has regressed. That's what you have the problems of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be the concern.
All right, the Jets get their first win of the Aaron Rodgers era as the Jets beat the Titans. This is what Kevin Von Michael Magnum was referring to, was a 24-17 win by the Jets. Yeah, it wasn't very pretty either, but Will Levis, Will Levis.
That play cost you the game. Yeah. What is this? Did his brain just blue screen at this moment in time? He laterals it backwards. Backwards. That's a fumble. What are you doing, my man?
Yeah, what is he? Just go down, bro. That was third and goal. Take the point.
Like, he's acting like it's the fourth quarter. He's trying to play hero ball. Like,
yeah, that's just
look at this. If your quarterback's like this, there's a problem. Just for that, we're doing another surrender cobra.
Oh,
another surrender cobra. Another surrender cobra for Will Levis. We need more mayo perfume. As I said, I this play cost you the game because those 7 points would have won you. And I mean, Aaron Rodgers was passable. He wasn't like great, but he did enough. He did not make a huge mistake like Will Levis.
Like, if you're the coach, like, what do you say to this guy? Like, dude, stop doing dumb shit. Like, that is so stupid. Like, that is.
We already have what he says. Yeah. Hey, what the fuck are you doing? That's what he's saying. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, like that is insanely like.
Look at that face.
Yeah, like
he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like this is everyone's face right now. It's like that is like Mayo brain. This is just. I ride the short bus to school, and I have no remorse about it. That's what that play was. And I know that's apparently non-PC, but I'm just saying. That play deserves it. You learn in middle school that if you lateral the ball backwards, that's a fumble. Like, what were you trying to accomplish there, my man?
I have no clue what that was, but that's going to be all over sports ball, I would assume.
Oh, it's going to be hardcore sports ball. I mean,
are you going to do a little?
If it weren't for a certain other team, like he'd be the local of the week. And we know what team that is.
I don't think Sean Payton has ruined his legacy. Like,
I mean, Sean Payton
he's getting his money. Yeah.
I mean, Sean Payton's doing this for the paycheck. Let's be real here.
Yeah. I think he wants to get fired after 3 years and just, one last cash grab. Yep. And stop working.
He wishes he were Frank Reich. Frank Reich just got fired after 6 months, and he's just like, okay.
Yeah. I'll take all the money you want to give me.
Yeah. You
all
want
right, so the Jets.
Sorry.
I was not impressed by the Jets at all, but they still won. So
their defense was all right.
They have more wins than the Giants.
I mean, they at least have hope because they have a quarterback. I mean, the thing is, once again, the Titans' defense is good. The question is, it was always, is Will Levis going to lead this team anywhere? And so far, that answer is a hard no. Yeah. I mean, if he keeps making those dirt plays, he's getting a hot date as a backup or in the XFL. Like, that is just inexcusable.
Yeah, he jizzed his mayonnaise all over the field. That was not.
The mayo at least can be tasty on a sandwich. That mayo was just putrid. And you want inexplicable losses? Baltimore. Fucking.
How did this happen?
Baltimore. Well, what happens is if you're surprised by Baltimore choking a game like this, you are completely naive, and I envy you for it. They do this at least 5 times a year. And I knew from halftime, it's like Baltimore has a good chance of losing this game because there's no reason for them to lose this game. You have weapons out the wazoo. You try to get way too cute. You have you're sitting there. Are you going to stop Max Crosby? Are you going to do anything, man? You stuff their running game. You have no offense. You're dominating them in every possession, like especially in the run, and you lose.
Baltimore is 0-2.
Yep, Baltimore's 0-2. And you dominated them. Like, this is a game you should have won by 15, 20. This is what Baltimore does. This is why I cannot trust them. They are paper tigers. And John Harbaugh, he's a good coach, but it's like Andy Reid in Philly. I mean, if you keep choking it again this year, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, the Raiders played okay. They did not play to win this game. And this is the second time they've lost to a Minshew-led team that they should have beat. Last year in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm. Gardner Minshew. You can learn all about him on my channel. I did a whole video about Gardner Minshew.
No, it's good to
His
use
name
the
was originally
bad.
Yeah, his name was originally going to be Beowulf. All right, Rams Cardinals.
I mean, it's not just the defense. That's the problem. The defense held their own. They held them to 260 yards. This is on overall coaching and execution.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lamar Jackson wasn't that bad. That's the thing.
I needed him to rush for more than 50 yards, and he didn't. So that was depressing.
That's surprising. I mean, they do have Derrick Henry now, and he did decently for Derrick Henry, but I mean, starting 0-2, that's a punch in the dick. And
punch everybody.
Oh yeah, like it's embarrassing, man. It is straight embarrassing. Oh, dude, they challenged the Adams catch. That was a blatant catch. That was a great sideline catch. He challenged that. I did not know that. Fucking hell. What? Yeah, that's a worse. That's like a Mike Tomlin challenge.
Let's see if we can find it.
See, I'm supposed to believe John Harbaugh. Idiotic challenges, poor use of regular season loss, mind-boggling decisions. Yeah. Yeah,
and they get a look. You know, they get at least one look before they have a chance to challenge on the replay. And what's this down here? No,
you're not going to be undefeated in challenges.
You want to try to do that. You want to try to be as 100% as possible.
Yeah, I mean,
with a timeout on the other end.
Timeouts.
Yeah, you can eventually lose the game if you run out of timeout.
No shit.
Oh, there's his brother.
Yeah, the Ravens can use this guy. I mean, they can use
his
him.
brother's 2-0. So,
yeah. His brother's a proven NFL coach too. He made a Super Bowl. I mean, John won a Super Bowl, but still, it's yeah.
Jim has a natty. All right, the Buccaneers shocked the Lions. That was weird. Baker Mayfield's looking great.
We mentioned that. Yep. I mean, we mentioned this a little bit earlier too. I mean, Jared Goff had that weird interception, but I mean, Detroit, you're kicking yourself because you wasted probably one of the greatest performances in franchise history by Aiden Hutchinson. He was the reason why they were even in this game to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden Hutchinson is
4 fucking sacks.
Yeah, I mean, and Jacksonville picked Trayvon Walker over him. And Trayvon Walker's not bad, but Aiden Hutchinson looks like he could be Hall of Fame caliber.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like a Bosa. He's like the lost Bosa brother, but
here's the thing,
he's really
Tomer.
good.
Like the thing, Tomer, with the Ravens is the Ravens and Steelers are pretty tied to the hip, especially from all the way from the Browns and the Steelers rivalry. The Ravens are a Super Bowl caliber team. They have Super Bowl caliber talent. And the fact that they keep pissing it away on a bunch of self-inflicted wounds year in and year out, and it doesn't matter who they play, they keep doing it against the Steelers too. That makes it infuriating. When I'm a division rival and I'm infuriated by how bad a team is, that's bad. And the last time this happened was with the Browns and Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens. That's a good one. I remember Freddie Kitchens.
The greatest meme. Freddie Kitchens with the Denny's menu. I mean, he pretty much was calling off a fucking Denny's menu. Where's he at now? I know he's the tight ends coach in New York for a hot minute.
He was, yeah. I don't think he's on the Giants coaching staff now, but
No,
I
I
know
think
he was in the Giants.
I know he probably
He was with the
got.
Giants.
Yeah, he was.
All right.
I think he got.
The Cardinals not only beat the Rams, they beat the fuck out of the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
They
I mean,
beat
dude,
them
Marvin
41
Harrison
to 10.
had his breakout moment. I mean, I was anticipating that the Cardinals would be better with Kyler Murray, but
They look good. They should have
Dom
beaten.
and well, I mean, Arizona. The problem is like Josh Allen went fire god. That's what happened there.
Yeah, but they looked like they had it, and they've been very creative on offense. I mean, Gannon, he looks good as a coach. He's got this team
He has
back.
him dialed in, and he fought hard. And the problem is, like, I mean, his defensive coordinating cost the Eagles a Super Bowl, you can argue, and the Cardinals tampered, but at the same time, it's a lot better than Kingsbury. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's not saying much, but
Yeah,
Kyler Murray, he always struck me as a cock tease. And I mean, he's looking good right now, man. He's looking good.
yeah. He's looking like he's worth his contract for once. So good on them.
Yes, sir.
The Chiefs
I did
came
want to let
back
you know as
on
well,
the Bengals.
Cooper Kupp is in a walking boot. He may be out for a couple weeks.
Yeah, and that's going to affect the Rams. And then Stafford might get hurt again. You know, like Stafford hasn't been very durable these last couple years, and then they're fucked. And then they're starting all over again. You know, Cooper Kupp has not been the MVP that he was.
He was looking good the first few weeks. But
Yeah,
the thing,
no,
too,
I mean,
without Puka Nacua.
I'm sorry. I need to say Cooper has looked good. He just hasn't been out there. I mean, he's always good when he's out there, but he hasn't been available. He's been hurt.
And speaking of the Chiefs, I believe Isaiah Pacheco may be out for a while too.
Well, who cares? I can't believe that the Bengals blew this game. They were up big at one
The
point.
Bengals, you have probably one of the greatest interceptions of all time by Cam Taylor-Britt. And this is probably, I was seeing this in the game, like, look at this interception. Look at this. Look at this pick.
Oh, wow.
One-handed and dominant hand, too. He's towards the quarterback and did this. He grabbed that like a 12-inch sub. I mean, that is incredible. And he did this against Xavier Worthy, who he was talking smack to earlier in the week.
Look at the sideline reactions. Look at the reactions. They're like, oh, damn. They're like, what?
Yeah. And Caleb Williams just threw a really bad interception.
I think
Houston's going to win this game. America's going to be mad. And
actually,
then last game.
Defensive holding.
Oh, this is the last game. Oh, he got bailed out?
Yep. And by the way, they're pissed about this pass interference, but if you look at this play right here, you bump into the receiver like this without, like, you interfere with the receiver, they're calling that every single time.
Yeah,
like that is not a bailout. That is just Cincinnati just being Cincinnati.
Yep, Cincinnati.
Like they are calling this every single time. And I know it looks like bullshit because he's just trying to play the ball, but the thing is, once again, the NFL zero tolerance towards the touching a receiver. They call that every single time. Now, maybe 20 years ago, they probably wouldn't have called a pass interference there, but nowadays, with the enforced rules, they call that.
Yeah. That's not that's a callable thing. I don't, like the receiver, he's entitled to his space. Like that example that they showed where the guy was falling down, like that's different, right? Like this play where he's falling down. But if he's leaping vertically and you push him and alter where he is, not only is that a foul with the zero tolerance, but it's so obvious for the ref to call. Like the ref can just be like, oh, that I can throw my flag on that. It wasn't egregious, but shit, it's the Chiefs. They get every break. Break. That's why they win.
This is Chiefs MVP Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Swapping jerseys. So yeah, it was a good Sunday for you. It was horrible for what's his name?
This is the Bengals every year. Every year.
Was that off a missed field goal? Yeah, the field goal just went in. That's pretty much it.
That's the Chiefs. That's the Bengals.
Yep. That's the Chiefs. That's the Bengals. All right, you got to work on sports ball. I got to work on more content tomorrow.
If we got that madness.
Oh wait, we got some more supers. I didn't see that.
Yes, sir. Since the INT up there with Grimes, Megatron. I mean, dude, that was incredible. That was a tremendous interception. If I say so myself. And a good representation is that the Vikings will be first. Oh, dude, your best quarterbacks this year are Caleb Williams, Derek Carr, and Baker Mayfield, just as we all predicted.
You mean Sam Darnold? You mean Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and
Derek Carr?
Yes, and throw Malik Willis in there. Why don't you?
Malik Willis only has one game. We'll hold that.
Spear GXC, go Alouettes! The Grey Cup is coming to Montreal.
The Alouettes were bad for a long time too.
Yeah. You know what the Alouette is?
It's Alouette, gentil Alouette. Is it like a dreidel? Not a dreidel.
Bird.
Yep.
A bird. Alouette is a bird. It's not a dreidel.
I don't know why I said dreidel.
Dreidel. You've been drinking all day. You've been out.
No, actually, as I said, this is my first one.
Watching football.
I'm that serious.
All right, go right sports ball. Thanks everyone for coming out.
Buddy.
This is the Sunday Night Shit
they're
Show.
eating the cats in Charlotte. Just letting you know.
Yeah, they're eating those cats. They're eating the dogs and.
They're eating Cleveland. I mean, they're not eating the dogs in Florida. The dogs are just eating everyone else.
They're eating the
Jags
cats.
they're eating the cats in Florida too, especially Jaguar is a cat.
Yeah, Jaguar.
The Bengals are a cat. They're eating all the cats today.
Yep. All right, lovely. Stay safe. Sports ball's coming. I got a video on. We got a last minute super chat. I got a video on QB getting sacked. Should be fun. And I'll probably talk about Deshaun Watson tomorrow.
Atlanta still can be a sleeper. I mean, we have to see how they do against Philly tomorrow. Well, we'll see.
All right, y'all. See you on Tuesday when we do the tier maker on the dumpster fire.
And we'll have the full intimate setting, and we'll also do the Thursday stuff too. Oh, by the way, before we finish off, I want to do one more thing. Kevin Harlan, he's calling.
And let's take you to Nate Burleson in New York.
I can't hear anything.
I can hear you. Go, Nate, go. Here we go. Rodgers against Tennessee, and they're going deep, and it was caught by the Titans. Ridley with a touchdown reception. The former Jacksonville Jaguar, Will Levis, with a long throw for Tennessee. Back to Minneapolis. All right, Nick, thank you. Second down 6. Outside they go. There's Ayuk with the catch, and out of bounds he goes. Shoved over there by Gilmore and Harrison Smith. And he's got the ball. Another first down catch out to the 42.
You have called 2 games at one time, and now you've called a studio and a game at the same time. So you